This is Valley News Live at 6.
Never mind what the groundhog saw or didn't see today. What we know is that an Arctic blast is rolling into the valley and expected to hang around into next week.
And the not so good times have prompted Hutch and the storm team to call for a first alert weather day for tomorrow. Let's begin by getting the latest details on what's expected and when. Hutch?
Mike, thanks so much. First and foremost, we want to let you know wintry conditions returning after it's been fairly mild and quiet snow-wise here in the valley as we've gone through winter. Find those long johns, cold airs coming. Visibility reduced now in the Devil's Lake Basin to under 2 miles, so our western counties remain struggling with that as temperatures are in the teens to mid-20s now, 25 in Jamestown, 24 in Grand Forks. Now for this evening, mid-20s are in the docket as we head through the evening hours. The wind remains pretty breezy, and I do expect that wind to continue into tomorrow as well, with details of changes coming up here in just a bit. Wednesday and Thursday, we have snow developing with wind, and the combination thereof could make travel difficult for some areas. And that cold air you were speaking of sticking around for 5 to 7 days with sub-zero air possible for many for that period of time. We'll have details in your hour-by-hour forecast on the timing and strength of our weather-making systems here in just a few.
We knew something was going to come at some time.
Indeed.
All right, thanks, Hutch. Where you live may factor into how long it's taking West Fargo fire crews to get to your home. Last year, people were concerned about construction playing a factor in response times, but the department says that's not the case now. Valley News Team's Callie Hubbard is here to explain why. Callie?
West Fargo Fire Chief Dan Fuller told me that 2021 is predicted to be the busiest one yet for the West Fargo Fire Department. In 2019, it took around 6 minutes and 30 seconds for the first crews from First Street Fire Station to get anywhere north of I-94 and south of Main Avenue East for a medical emergency and fire. Last year, response times took longer, 7 minutes and 18 seconds to get to a fire and 6 minutes and 43 seconds for a medical emergency. A new fire station behind Menards will help times in that area, and the one served by a fully staffed fire station south of I-94 and north of 30th Avenue. Last year, it took 4 minutes and 11 seconds for crews in that zone for emergency medical calls and just over 5 minutes for a fire. Fuller says the new goal is to get to 5 minutes.
Last year, we didn't see any issues with road construction. Now that Cheyenne Street's done, now that the congestion's eased, we're getting through there quicker, and we're seeing decrease in response times into the northern part of the city as a result of that.
Fuller says they're aiming for 2023 to open the new West Fargo Fire Department with a price tag of $10 million and will pay for using a capital improvement sales tax. Mike?
Callie Hubbard reporting live in the studio. Thanks, Callie.
2 snowmobiles and a trailer have been reported stolen. Moorhead police say it happened sometime over the weekend between January 29th and February 1st from a parking lot in the area of 8th Street and 30th Avenue South. If you have any information, call police at the number on your screen, 218-299-5120.
A Fargo business owner needs your help identifying 2 people he says damaged his work vehicles and stole a catalytic converter. The owner of Solo Drywall off of 53rd Avenue South in Fargo shared this video with us. He says early this morning, these 2 people took a catalytic converter and in the process also cut the antifreeze line. A second video shows a white SUV driving away. Now another worker at Solo Drywall says that 3 out of 5 vehicles parked on the other side of the building were also hit. Unfortunately, the shop doesn't have cameras on that side of the building to prove it. But if you do have any information, you're urged to call police.
Meanwhile, people living in the Washington and Ben Franklin neighborhoods in Fargo are posting on Nextdoor that someone was caught on video stealing their Ring doorbell camera. The post says the person you see in this video was caught trying to get inside their neighbor's vehicle. When they failed and started leaving, they noticed the cameras and ripped them out. If you know who this is, go ahead and call Fargo police.
You may want to take a closer look if you get an email from Midco because of a new scam that's going around. Fargo police are telling us that the person who notified them about it realized it was a scam by paying close attention to detail. They noticed the last 4 digits of the credit card reference didn't match the current card that they had on file. It was also not a nickname they gave for the payment. The person reached out to Midco and said the email didn't come from them.
Sanford is giving us an update on how its vaccination operations are going. Sanford's vice president says they received over 400 doses this week. The expectation for next week is between 1,300 and 1,400 doses. Just last week, about 500 doses provided to Minnesota counties. The vaccinations on the Minnesota side vary from week to week. The vaccination process is on a 3-week rotation, 1 week long-term care, 1 week hospitals, and 1 week pharmacies. As Sanford staff continue to get vaccinated, 72% have received the first dose so far, while over 85% of physicians have received doses as well. When it comes to vaccination, no one is excluded when it's your turn.
I'm aware of. And I would be disappointed if that was at all the case. That is not in any of the algorithms or risk factors to exclude or do differently there.
Dr. Griffin hopes the Johnson & Johnson vaccine will be considered for emergency use authorization. He's aiming for March for this single-dose vaccine, saying it's a good option for patients and that they should take whichever vaccine is available. If you miss an appointment, the invitation is always open to reschedule whenever the vaccine is available. And if you're looking to stay on top of the latest vaccine information, you can get our new VNL vaccine tracker. You can access national and local resources in just 2 easy steps. Just open your phone camera and point it at the QR code on your screen and then tap the link that pops up.
North Dakota's Senior Companion Program will now be managed by the Lutheran Social Service of Minnesota. The program matches volunteers ages 55 and up with older adults to provide weekly visits and assist with errands. The change comes as a result of Lutheran Social Service of North Dakota's decision to close due to significant financial struggles in their affordable housing development services.
The closure of Canada's borders making it tough for those in Minnesota to get access to what they need. Later on Valley News Live at 6, we'll show you a unique road that's giving them a lifeline.
Another gray and soupy day across the valley, but temperatures on the mild side as we enjoyed those near 30-degree readings in our western counties today. Big changes ahead. I'll have hour-by-hour details on snow and then cold right after this.